What up gamers, I'm Jason and today on Dice and Dragons I'm going to be unboxing Pendulum. Now this is an advanced copy of the game and we'd just like to thank the publisher Stonemaier Games and Jamie Stegmaier for sending it to us. Now the game was published also in conjunction with Automa Factory. The game is designed by Travis Jones with art by Robert Leask. Now what are you going to be doing in Pendulum? Well, 1 to 5 players are going to be competing against each other to replace the Timeless King as the ruler of Dünya. To do that, you must place your workers and advance on 4 tracks, which is power, leadership, popularity, and great achievement. I almost got that wrong, but remembered in the nick of time. Now, the very interesting thing about Pendulum is this is a turnless strategy game. That's right, there are no turns. You're going to be spending time as a resource, and it's not always the fastest that's going to win. So you must spend your time wisely in order to be the one that advances the most on those tracks to become the noble that the council will choose to replace the Timeless King. Now, with that being said, let's take a look at what's in the box. Now let's take a look at what's in the box for Pendulum. I'm really eager to see what we have here. Now we'll move the box off to the side. Now here we've got the rule book. We got a nice glossy and textured feel to the rule book. So there's an FAQ on the back. We have some nice flavor text just to set the stage. Nice images to show you how to set up the game. I do really enjoy the just the layout of all the pages. Some nice little additions to really put you into the spirit of the game. And so far, no complaints just from browsing through it. We've got some nice big icons, no walls of text, and we're looking at what's roughly a 20 or so page rulebook. Looks like it does have some advanced variants as well as 2 to 3 player game rules. There is also a solo variant for this game as well. So here is the rulebook for the Automa. So if you want to automate any players so that you can play it as a solo game or even just add in some automated players, you've got all the information that you need right here, as well as just some instructions for the end of the game and how to set some different difficulty levels. Now, we've got a nice quick reference guide. So this explains different phases on the back, symbols, your actions, and then this front page that I flipped over earlier is just really how to set up the game. Now that's one thing that I do really like about just sort of all of Stonemaier Games is productions. We get these nice quick reference guides that include some details about setup. So here we've got stuff that looks for the council phase, the timer tracker. Not quite sure what these tokens are. For those of you that are just coming to our unboxings for the first time, you'll know I go in 100% blind and unbox the game. Now here we've got the the game board, almost said player board there. So we've got some spaces for cards. Looks like we got some stuff for different resources. Now it is double-sided, as you can see here. So we'll just slide it up. So this is what I would call the back side of the board. And I'm not sure how it differs from the top side, but it does. Just trying to see, we'll compare this to what's on the flip side over here. So no differences that I can see easily, but there may be something. So let's just take a look at this version of the board, the top half, and we will slide it up so you can get a good look at it. And good quality. Looks like it does take into account colorblind. I don't really see a lot of green and red in terms of the player colors. And just glancing through here, I don't see green and red, or essentially a green that would cause confusion with red. So here looks like we've got our player boards, and they are all sealed in plastic. It looks like we do have a backer cardboard, but I'm not quite sure, so be careful not to damage anything. Well, it's not just a backer, it's also a separator for the 2 types of components that we have here. All right, so we have what look to be the player boards. Now, nice texture. They almost don't feel like paper. They are double-sided. So we've got Gambol the Insurgent as well as Gambol the Briber. So double-sided, not sure what these two sides mean, but they are definitely the same character. Eager to find that out in the rulebook. Maybe it's for different game modes. We've got Bulk the Champion, and then Bulk the Warmonger. We have Lycinia the Implacable, as well as Lycinia the Alchemist. Drankir the Insidious, and I do like how the characters aren't just human. That is definitely very cool. And we've got Drankir the Tyrant, looking like a red dragon with a staff. Here we've got Mesoet the Justicar and Mesoet the Pacifist. Pretty cool how these features are sort of hidden in this one when he's angry, like that Avenger of Justice, but a little bit softer. You can see a little bit more detail to his face on the other side. Don't know if that's coming across on camera. So here we got a place for scoring cards, time markers, and it looks like this is part of the Automa. I always want to say Automata. I don't know why, but looks like this is for playing the game solo. Now, we'll get rid of this cardboard. Don't need it. So then we have another component, which is another board. Looks to be for some different resources. I'm not quite sure what we'll be doing in the game. We've got the 3 different timers. So we got a green one, a black one. I'll take out the purple one. So sand timers, or just have to make a joke from one of my favorite podcasts, The Secret Cabal, the Time Sanders. Now we've got a whole slew of plastic cubes. Now I'm only going to open up one of these. I believe we've got some, actually, okay, we do have some of the baggies here. So I will be able to organize them into their individual colors. So I will do that. So we have the red cubes. We're actually getting what's looking to be more of a unboxing and reboxing. Now, I shouldn't have sealed that up, but not a big deal. We'll get this open. So we can see from these 3 colors, and I'll quickly jump back to the player boards. I'm guessing that these will be trackers that we're going to be using for the different tracks on the player boards, or tokens that we're going to be adding, not necessarily just trackers, possibly some type of points or different resources that we're going to need to be spending over the course of the game. I'll just lift up one of these so you get a better look at this deep red color. Well, more of a, got some hints of brown to that red as well. So let's take a look at one of the player board. Oh, no, that's the scoring board. So here we have one of the player boards. So as you can see, we got the red, blue, and yellow resources. And those are the types of cubes and circles that we have. I'll get this just put back with the other player boards. And we'll grab another bag and let's just quickly open things up. And that's what happens when you rip packaging quickly. Stuff likes to run away, even all the way off camera. So I'll take this one. You can see just the yellow color. Open up the second bag. Well, there are some advantages to going quickly. You do get the bag open faster. But these are good quality plastic cubes. I mean, they're solid colors. We've unboxed quite a few games and have a few games that use the ones that are a little bit more, well, they are see-through. And I do like the solid colors. They're definitely more subdued and not as in your face as, say, the brightly colored ones that we have for Thanos Rising. So the last bag, and then we'll open up our blues, and then we'll take a look at cards. Yes. And these cubes do like to fly everywhere, but that's all right. It does give you something to take a look at while I'm going ahead and sorting these components. So I'm curious what this star is. Metal star. Just had a nice heft and a good feel to it in its bag alone. I'm guessing that the other bags that we have are going to be for just sorting and keeping the cards and a few other components where you need them. Now there might be a reason why there are 2 sets of cubes. For the moment, as I've not yet read the rules, we'll just be sorting everything into individual bags. Now let's take a look at this nice metal star. So maybe it's a first player marker, turn order marker. It's got some nice weight to it. Nice finish. Cool component piece. Interested to see how it's actually going to come into play. So here we look to have some other types of markers or resources. We got a few different hexagons. Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. So I'm guessing that these are all related to the players, as this is a 1 to 5 player game. So we've got black, green, orange. Now it might not be the case, as you can see here, we don't have hexagons for purple, so I'm not quite sure what they are, but I thought they were for players, and I'm really beginning to second guess that thought. As you can see that even as I'm unboxing this, though, the insert does a good job of keeping everything organized. So we won't take all of these out. Oh, most of them anyway, so we can get the different colors. Just so you can see, we've got the blue circles, the gray, and the yellow. We'll see how these come into play later on, but I'm guessing maybe at those different spaces on the board. Perhaps that's what these other components are as well. Okay. Take a few of these out. So we just have some different purple colored cubes. Once again, we'll see how these come into play once we get into the rules of the game. Good quality plastic. And now here I think I do have the player pieces. So we have some different workers, lead characters, or your primary characters, possibly some upgraded workers. Looks like we have the same amount for everyone. I'll just actually spread them out here so that everyone can get a visual. And I think it gives you a good idea. Everyone does have the same amount of resources, and we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. Yeah, 5 colors in total. So these are definitely the player pieces. Everyone gets the same amount, so there is no advantage in picking a color. Or for example, like when we played Atlantis Rising, you use different amounts at different player counts and use the different colors. And if you're playing with lower player counts, you use the ones that have more workers. That's not the case here. Get everything back into the bag. So we just need to take a look at these stacks of cards and what looks like almost tiles, but really cards. Let's start with these first. Not easy to get open. We have these different cards with values on them. Now, looks like they may be from different areas. We have this whole set with green. We have some blue ones, red ones. As this is a real-time game, perhaps they are related to the timer. I mean, we do have green and purple, so that'll be interesting to see. We also have some yellow locations, and all of them have 4 different resources marked around them. And I'm sure we'll see what they do when we play the game. Well, they're in the rule book. I'm sure I could look it up right now if I so choose. And do love the fact that we definitely have enough bags for everything. Now, these three were smaller bags. I'm wondering if they were maybe meant for the cards. So possibly I will reorganize this and change the bags that I'm using later on. But for the moment, these larger bags work. And kudos to Stonemaier Games. I love it when I have everything that I need to sort a game, even potentially some extra bags, because those always come in handy for other games that just don't provide anything to do the sorting and storage. So we've got cards that say Elite Troops, Summoned in Montbray. Yeah, sorry, I said it in French. Proven Leader, Crushed Rebellion. So these ones here look to be the Atoma cards. So I'm not sure if all of these are, but we'll split these up quickly. So here we have what looks to be some instructions about the abilities of the different characters. We then have 5 player reference cards, and then these look to be some major events that'll happen, or maybe abilities or attributes they can gain, like a champion of the people, you join a trade pack, you're part of the Imperial Legion, or you hold a military parade. And then all of this stuff, as you can see, it sort of, we'll pick that up. It matches just almost like the time markers or scoring cards. So these are everything that you'll need to play with the automated players. And I do like the fact that the deck is clearly marked, easily discernible. And I always like something like this that lets me play solo, because it guarantees that the game is going to get to the table, which more and more I'm finding to become something that's very important to myself as well as Julie when we select games, because there's quite a few games in our collection, some that require 3 players that may be amazing games, but we just don't get them to the table as often as we would like. So we'll take a look at this last set of components, these small cards, and after that we'll get everything back in the box. You'll have seen a full unboxing and reboxing as well of Pendulum, so you'll know exactly what to expect. And then you'll be able to follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Stay tuned also for our review, which should be coming out very shortly. I'll discuss it more in the outro after we go through these cards. Now, looks like we've got one side that gives you a resource value, and the other side have a variety of different symbols on the back, so possibly rewards, or you can get them in different spaces on the board. Could also be related to the different characters, but as you can see, everything is some type of resource or an action that is going to happen. Good quality to the cards, nice finish, not too thick, not too thin, and as you can see, we definitely have at least 2 extra bags, so probably another way to reorganize everything. I do feel like having one of these smaller bags would be useful to store this smaller set of cards. Almost seems like this spot here is even for the star. Well, those are things to solve for another time. Let's get components placed back into the box, and as you notice, there is a spot for everything, and I'm going to try to see just how everything fits. So the secondary board doesn't quite fit here, so this must be for the other components, such as the players. We can put that secondary board above it. We can then place the game board. Yes, we also have at least one more bag for these other pieces here. So we said I was doing an unboxing and a reboxing. Let's go ahead and finish it up, because this doesn't make much sense. So that means we only have one extra bag. At this point, with the amount of tokens we have, which is not many in terms of just cardboard tokens, well, you know what? We already have an open bag. We'll use that one. Leave that here for the moment. Place the board back into the box. And there you have it. You've taken a look at all the components for Pendulum. Now keep it right here, as I'll be coming back at you with a quick outro. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click the like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. Also, down below in the video description, there will be links to all of our social media feeds, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you'd like to see some pictures of Julie and I playing Pendulum, well, you know where to find them. There will also be some pictures of me playing against the automated opponents. Now, once again, we would just like to thank Jamie Stonemaier and Stonemaier Games for giving us a chance to review this copy, well, unbox this copy in this case in advance. Don't worry, there will be a review coming shortly. So popping up in front of me will be either right now or in a few seconds. You'll see a link to our most recently released video, and then a link that will take you to when it is available, our review and how to play of Pendulum. And with that being said, don't forget, keep playing games.